give this a little bit of some rollover. Gonna let people go in, and then we're gonna essentially be going over how to get a job offer in 2026. In this new year, we're in the AI age. What's changed? What hasn't changed? What are companies doing? How would I kind of have this going in 2026? Then I'm going to go over how to use like the roadmap website. And then I've got a 28-day LeetCode challenge that I'm going to be starting up tomorrow. And we'll go into that if you're kind of want to do a LeetCode challenge. So that is what is on the agenda for today. That is what is on the agenda. Let's go through it. And then let's go over here and see. Okay. Bro, I like literally just realized like how much all these startups are paying. It's so crazy. They're just like handing it out like so much, so much, so much. So insane. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. All right. Then we can go ahead and post this, and then I'll just start. We're just gonna start going. We're just gonna start talking about what is all this stuff. What even is all of this stuff? All right. Wait, what do people say here? Nice AI. AI. Okay. All right. And then I think I just need to do one more thing, and then we'll get started. We'll do one more thing, and we'll get started. It's just this. Sure. Cool. All right. Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. And I'll just start recording. Go over. How do you do this? Now, do I want the microphone? I would like it to be closer. Actually, more than anything, would prefer it to be closer. Oh, Tebek Kolmir Zaif. That is very hard to pronounce. I'm most certainly sure I did not do that. But Otabek. Hi Raymond, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I don't remember ever seeing you in chat, but nice to see you first time coming around. I do not remember your name. I think I would have remembered it. All right, now okay. Let's see, is there I think it's fine, right? Kind of. I mean, we can move this over. Okay, and apparently the camera just like stopped. So that was, I don't even know why that happened. That doesn't make any sense. And what a nice area for, is the cameras just really gone? Yeah, it's the first time in me live here. For me in live there. Oh, nice. Let's see, why did the camera just stop working? It's gone, then it's just gone. Like just straight up. Wow, that is impressive. Like I stood up and then like just the camera just stopped. And I've never had that happen before. I could reset OBS. That would probably work. But I don't know. Try to get this camera back. Nope. No camera. What if I click new camera? Capture card. Video. Nice. Look at this. It's something worked for it, but now it just is off. Beautiful. Video capture device 2. And they just straight up. Okay, we'll just have to restart OBS, I think. Unfortunately. So I'm gonna restart OBS and we'll see if that fixes it. Hopefully it does, so that my camera can actually be seen. Well, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to restart. Okay, what is up, Deagle? Now the camera is not focusing. Okay, kind of is. There we go. Well, what is up, Deagle? Job, referral. Looking for a job, looking for a referral. Save me if I get laid off. Nice, nice. What's up, Deagle? There we go. Now it should be good. Right? We're good. New glasses, new glasses. I got that prescription just in December. Used it finally. Also, apparently, I went to a dentist. Apparently, I have like 3 cavities. Apparently, so I have to get a filling. Apparently, I'm gonna get a second dentist opinion because the person I went to was a Invisalign, like kind of like just workshop. Like that's how they're generating all of their money is Invisalign. So I'm not sure how much I trust their opinion on that kind of stuff. Like they're just sales and marketing. So I'm gonna see a different dentist that has less Invisalign marketing and service. And we'll see if I need 3 different cavity like thing. The problem with fillings is I looked at a lot of this stuff. Once you get a cavity, like your teeth is just destroyed like for the rest of your life. And once you get it filled, every 5 to 10 years, you have to get it refilled until like the tooth is just completely destroyed and is only filling. Yeah, apparently that's what happens. So that's why like I thought I thought dentists would be more useful. But anyways, I guess it's like you have to see a dentist really every 6 months so that you can just ideally not need any fillings at all. It has now gone from a dentist not being considered a real doctor to them being considered a salesman. Yeah, well, that's like with everything too, but like specifically for cosmetic dentists, cosmetic, like anything when it's anything cosmetic, like people, there's just a whole brand for it. Like it's like, oh, don't you want to have nice teeth? Look at this. Oh my God, don't you feel so amazing? Like I'm not, and I don't really care about any of that stuff. Although I probably am gonna get Invisalign because it's actually better for your teeth health. Thing. We're really talking about a lot of dentist stuff, but I've been researching so much into this because I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I have this cavity. And so every 5 to 10 years, I got to get it replaced. Are you serious? Are you serious? I had no idea this was going to be a thing. But anyways, then I want to get the Invisalign actually, or braces, whatever, because once my teeth are actually straight, then the bite force is actually even. So because I have the spaces in my teeth, I have teeth that are never used actually. I actually never use like this bad boy. That tooth there, it never gets used because and so because of that, other teeth are being used more, and because other teeth are being used more, they actually wear down more. So then basically in like 20 years, those teeth will also not exist. Like teeth are just so useless. What why are teeth so useless? They're so useless. Anyways, all right, let's get into the lecture. Let's get into lecture. Instead of me talking about teeth, but like and the thing that annoys me about the teeth, how much will it cost though? I mean, fillings are cheap. So it's like nothing. Like fillings are like nothing. I think all like, or at least insurance covers it. Like it's like $20 per tooth. But the problem is like I have to go out of work. I've got to like go sit down in the office and I have to go do this thing. And now every single time for 5 to 10 years, I've got to go and like re-get it done because a filling is not as strong as a tooth. It seems ridiculous. And like, why doesn't nobody tell us this? Like, they just say brush your teeth, and they don't even tell you how to brush your teeth right or how to do the flossing right. Like, no dentist has ever told me that. And instead, on my TikTok page, I've got like a bear on top of an SUV. That's what my TikTok looks like. Like, it's not teaching me how to actually not have to have dentures when I'm 70 years old. Instead, I'm being taught how to look at this bear on top of an SUV. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's just society is. Social media algorithms are pushing crazy stuff. Let me see bear on SUV. So we can see this. This is what my TikTok feed is like. Oh, it's not here. Are we serious? It is here though, but just gotta click viewed. Watched. And it didn't work. Then watched. Apply. Bro, it literally popped up. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess it's just not here. Okay, well, apparently it's not showing it onto my TikTok, so that's fun. Anyway, I saw like one, there was like a bear literally sitting on a car. Bear. Car. It was on the windshield of the car. Okay, sure, whatever. That was a waste of my time. Timothy Smith. Hello. Hello. 28-day league coach Johnson, something perfect for February. Yeah, that'll be good. 3 to 4 February's facts. First world problems. Yeah. It is a first world problem. Timothy Smith, what's up? All right, let's get into it. Did you end up picking a VTT app? No, I didn't. Bandman Tan. I mean, I was just gonna go with the one you sent me, but I just ended up like vibe coding some stuff. Just got in. Are you applying to Harvey? I'll apply to Harvey for sure. Phil accept me, bro. Look at that. Look how much Harvey's paying. What? This is insane. But that said, obviously stock, whatever. But apparently, what I'm hearing is they will actually buy you out of the stock options. So it's not pure monopoly money. Like you can literally sell it back to Harvey, and they'll take back the equity. Just switch to Twitch. Nice. Otterbeck. Cool. All right. Let's get into this because we're gonna go over this. So GDN 5001. I'm going to be going over this. These are what I'm going over. So I'm going to go over how to get a job offer in 2026, at least how I would if I was completely starting over. I'm going to go over like how to use like my software engineering roadmap, like stuff I think. And then I'm going to talk about like 28-day LeetCode challenge that people can do if they want to. And that's it. So I think this is going to take quite a while, but how difficult are the interviews at Harvey? Probably nuts, right? No, there's no way. I don't believe it. I mean, if they're going to pay this much, yes, it should be harder for sure. But they're a startup. So the things that matter, like basically things matter less, I think, like because they're a startup. So it's not like, oh, well, it's a Google interview. Like they're probably going to give you a LeetCode problem, but I don't think it's going to be Google. Like, despite the fact that, yes, they do pay a lot of money, but Google still gets way more applicants. Facebook still gets way more applicants. And so like when you have really, really high, when everyone's trying to get into a, an area, right? But like you can only have like, fit 5 people inside, right? Like they have to have just a lot more rigor. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a funnel, right? Or maybe better, like maybe like this, like a funnel where Harvey's not going to get nearly the amount of applicants as Google does. Like Google might get 100,000 people applying. 100,000 people are not applying to Harvey. They don't even care about Harvey. They don't even know Harvey exists. They don't even know what Harvey is. And if Google gave them the option to work for them instead of Harvey, and they had 2 opportunities, people would jump to Google. So like because of that, their interviews can't be as hard as Google's. So it actually, I think it needs to be easier. And you get paid, but yeah. So the startups are generally easy to get into. Yeah, because people just don't know them. They don't know and they don't care. Because like there's less competition. And these people still have just as much money. I mean, not just as much money as Google, not by any means, but they get a ton of money because investors give them their millions. And so they might have runway for like 5 years and they potentially can go out of business. So that's what you're kind of debating on. It's like, well, they might go out of business in 5 years. Could happen. So, yeah. All right, let's get into the topic. Okay, I'm going to be going over how to get a job offer in 2026, or at least how I would. And I'm currently a software engineer. I've solved over 1,300 LeetCode problems. I've read different system design books, and I'm currently employed. And being employed, I'm going to be making more money at my full-time job than I will be doing this video. And so I'm going to be showing you guys like just how I would get a job again if I did not have one in 2026. And so the reason that I want to go over this is because like companies pay a lot of money as a software engineer, right? So I mean like this 300K, 380K for Harvey. If you don't believe whatever levels phi, like there's literally the US Bureau, like the US government has data on all of software engineer salaries and how much they're being paid. And they say that the median person is making $130,000. So I think like coding is just a really, really good skill if you want to have money, which is why I'm a coder and why I still am working full time as a coder, is because I get paid a lot. And so they do talk about like how do you become one here, which isn't really that helpful. We're going to be breaking this down just a lot more into detail. Also, there is levels phi. So like, again, the government's like more average. If you just want to be average, right? Like everyone else, well, the average, what is it? The average person has like $50,000 of student loans. I don't think you want to be average. Like the average person has like a pretty messy life. I don't think you want to be the average engineer. I think you can actually go beyond that. And particularly like if we look at like what the top of software engineers are being paid, like you get $600,000 from Anthropic, 400 from Roblox, Snap, Netflix, like a lot. And it keeps on going actually. So you don't just stop at mid-level or even entry level. Like you actually go up to senior, can go to staff, can become a principal to make 2 million a year at Meta. So this is what just what the path looks like. Like I didn't even know this when I actually kind of made my decision. So I think like just knowing this, like you're already way ahead of me. Like if I knew that there was so much money involved, if I just learned coding and like learned how to do this stuff, it would have been a lot better for me, right? Like because I just would have studied more and I would have just deeper access. But it's not too late. Like we're still here, and so this is why I'm talking about this is just because like with the money, like you can have just a better life and it's not like too crazy, right? Cool. Now let's get into like how do you actually do it? What's like the road look like? So I break it down to maybe 4 steps, 4 core steps, which is one, like you need to learn the core principles. Like you need to know the foundations of coding if you want to pass a coding interview and then also do well at your job. And so the high level is that like you need to know what an if statement is. You need to know what a for loop is. You need to be able to do those and actually like be able to write and tell a computer what to do using those 2 things. You need to understand what a basic storage, like how do you store something onto a computer, right? So what is a file? What is a CSV file? What is a JSON file? Because like the reason that, Meta, Google, Netflix is able to even like, store your account information, store your profile, store your credit card is because there's some basic storage that's there. So this is a very foundational skill that you need to know. Like if you don't know what a CSV file is or a JSON file is, or you don't know what MySQL is, you are cooked. I don't think you're actually going to be getting any job. That's really, really bad. And like, you need to like fix that. Like you should actually go into ChatGPT right now and ask it and then have it teach you what these things are so that you can get a job, right? And this goes into like the other thing, which is like one, you need to learn also APIs in GitHub, but like if you don't learn all of this stuff and you kind of just like half of do it, you're going to make $0. Like no one's going to give you a job. And so you'll make $0 as a software engineer. Now, really, you can make, 20K a year or something, whatever. $25 an hour, really, depending where you are working at McDonald's. Which is fine, but like for coding, like you're gonna make nothing. So you need to be able to have the for loops. You need to do the if statements. You need to do the basic data structures, the basic data storage, and APIs, and also GitHub. And then that's when you hit the unlock. Once you've actually unlocked once you've actually learned and practiced all of those things. Like it is a assortment of skills. It's not that like, oh, well, I learned what an if statement is. Where's Raymond? Where's my 100,000? Raymond, where you told me that I was going to make 500K a year or 1.7 million a year. You told me that I was going to make 400. But like, thing is, you need to actually be really, really good. Like, and if you aren't good at all, if you don't want to do it, well, then you get 0. You don't get 80. You don't get 50. You don't get 100. You get 0 until you actually one day learn those things. So for me, I spent years learning these things, right? So like I spent like months doing the if statements. Then I did not even months, honestly. This took me maybe a couple weeks to do these 2. And then I spent like another time like learning these, like another semester. And then I spent like learning like these like another couple months. And so like it really took me like a year to learn all of these. And then I was like interview ready. And then I needed to learn DSA. So LeetCode, style interviews, and all of that stuff. And then that took me like another time. And so like to put this in perspective, right? Like in 2018, this was me doing LeetCode, trying to get a job, like barely anything really. Like it's some weeks here, have an interview coming up, maybe doing some stuff over the summer, maybe like kind of jumping around, but like, not really anything. 2019, it picked up. This is where I got my first internship. I think it might have been around here. It's 2018, 2019. I think around here I got my internship or something. But compare that to like 2024. This is like me, trying to get a job and like actually being able to get the job is like my skill level jumped up so drastically because I was just doing it every day. And so big takeaway here is like you need to practice, you need to do it on a consistent basis, because if not, like I don't think you're going to be succeeding. And really what we want to do is we just want to, whether you're front end, whether you're back end, whether you're data science, we want to be able to just solve like these mini coding challenges, because that's what they're going to give you in an interview. And those are also the foundation and fundamentals. If you can't write 7 lines of code, I don't know how you're going to expect to write 1,000 lines of code. So that's my thoughts. That is my thoughts. Cool. Are you seeing more robots in the valley, interacting with them in the public? I've seen some robots. I'm not interacting with them though by any means. But I like literally just drove past or walked past a Waymo like an hour ago. Cool. Once you have the actual skills, okay, well then we need to get experience. This is a really kind of topic that I think people have kind of heard of, right? Is that like, well, how am I supposed to get the job if all of them require 1 year of experience? Well, there's actually a hack that you can do to do that, and it's you use the skills that you did in part 1, and however long it takes you. So I mean, this could take you 5 years, 6 years. It could take you 1 year to do all of this. It could take you 6 months to do all of this. However long it takes you to do this, depends on how consistent you are with actually practicing and improving. Then we go into here, which is that you get free experience. Like when someone says, oh, well, I can't get a job because it requires 1 year of experience, but it's an entry level position. How am I supposed to do that? You have to use your skills and help other people. So help your professor with their research. Your professor does need help researching, and they would like help with it. Help your family. If your family is struggling with something, if you know they have a problem, you think, hey, could I use programming to solve this? And then you build it for them and you help them fix it. Or you do it with friends. If you know your friend is really struggling with something, try to build something that can help them. When I was, again, we go back to like 2018, one of the really cool things I could do here was I could say, oh, well, in 2016, I built websites for people, which I did do. I knew one of my friends ran like a club. And so I was like, oh, well, I can build you the website. And I did not get paid. I just said, hey, I'll build the website for you. I know how to. And I built the website. And it was a really, really bad website. It really, really was ugly. It sucked. But I still get to say, hey, I did it. I have experience doing it. So as opposed to someone who has 0 experience literally doing any of it, like I worked a little bit about it. And the big thing here is you get to help other people with your skills. You get to make the world a better place. And maybe if you care about money, this is going to teach you another skill that you need, which is like, how do you do the non-technical stuff? How do you gather requirements? How do you design something? How do you communicate? How do you actually deliver a working product? And that, in my opinion, at least, like it just looks way better. Like imagine we've got 2 candidates. If I had 2 candidates right now at my doorstep and I was like, there's like one guy and he's only done his coding assignments from his school. And then there's like another guy who helped build a website for like some client who had like some kind of business, like some small business. He built out another website for his mom. He built another website out for this other person. And you don't even have to tell them that these are your parents or that you're related to them. You just be like, hey, I built it for this person. And if they call the person, you give them their phone number, whatever, the person's gonna say, oh yeah, he did build it for me. Versus this person who just only has like, oh, well, I did this project in high school. I did this project in college. I did this project in college. Like this person feels like they just understand it way more. They probably actually know how to gather requirements. Like school doesn't teach you how to gather requirements. They literally give it to you on a silver platter. School doesn't teach you how to design something. Like generally, like they just give it to you. They tell you use Python. School also doesn't teach you how to communicate unless like you're just communicating with other people on your project to see who does which part. And when you say who does which part, usually don't even talk to them. Yeah, like school probably only teaches you how to deliver an actual working product. So anyways, like this is the kind of loop that we want to get through. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, well, I would never work for free. I would never do that. But it's like, bro, you don't make anything. Like, okay, if this is like so difficult, like, bro, just work at McDonald's then. Like, if the idea of you having to get on your knees and help someone and help a friend, help a family member, if that is for free, if that is like so grueling to you, for even, and it's not even that long too. It's like a couple hours, not even a couple hours, maybe a couple days, maybe, of work so that you can put on your resume. Like, if that idea is like, then just go work at McDonald's, because I just like spend 40 hours a week working at McDonald's and then whatever. But another idea that I've had here too is that like you could totally get a job at like data entry instead of McDonald's or whatever, or post office, whatever. And you could automate your own data entry job, because right now with AI, like, I mean, bro, we're there. So you could just automate your own job, get a job as a data entry person, automate the job, and then like you're just not even working during the days. So you just get free money. Yay or nay, right? Nobody talks about that. People are like, I'm a CS grad. I can't get a job. Let me go work in a restaurant. Instead of like, bro, what if you just worked in a data entry position? What if you were like in a medical billing something and you just built some project that just automates it? Anyways. Cool. All right. So once you actually have the experience now, so we built it up. Okay, so we're this other person, right? Like, we're the good candidate. We built up projects for people. We've said, oh, well, I have internship experience. I worked on this contract. I did this. I did this. I built this website, this website. Now that you've built the websites, you're going to start building a brag sheet of all the stuff you did. You built it with Next.js, boom. You deployed it with Vercel, boom. You used AWS, boom. Great, whatever. Put it on your resume. Like, ideally, I would prefer you just stick to the fundamentals, like Python, Java, JavaScript, and then deploy it with AWS, because those are the in-demand technologies that you can get a job with, right? But we want to use the skills that we can actually get a job with when we're building out these projects. And data entry grabs, we'll see CS and ignore the application. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can still, like, who gets data entry jobs? Like, I feel like people, like, CS grads are probably more positioned for data entry. Like, I think you can spin it in a way where you don't seem like you're super smart or like overqualified for a job. Like, data entry would overqualify you. So you would have to do the opposite. You have to dumb down your resume. Yeah, for sure. You have to dumb down for those out of field jobs. Yeah, for sure. You have to reverse it. Like, so you don't, now you're not saying, oh my God, I'm so smart, but you reduce it for sure. And I think you could definitely get it. Like, you just got to dumb it down. Just don't make yourself seem like a super genius for computers. Right. But you would do the opposite. You need to reverse it. Like, you need to say you're just a college student at some place. You're just looking for some money, whatever. I don't know, but it's possible. Like, I don't think it's an impossible task to do. Although I'm not doing it, but I think I could do it if I needed. Okay. Now we're on the resume, part 3. So where you're going to create a brag sheet of all the achievements you built, right? So ideally you did it in the right languages. You did not use Bazinga. You did not use, what's that bad one? Zig. You didn't use Zig, some random one that there's no jobs in. You did that. Okay, you built your thing. You have your brag sheet. This is not the time where you be humble and demure, right? You need to actually elevate and actually try to make yourself seem as cool, as smart, as technically sound as possible, as impressive as possible. Turn the achievements into bullet points. Copy the bullet points onto your LinkedIn profile. And then bonus, if you pay, you can actually pay someone who's seen thousands and thousands of resumes to review your resume. And they will tell you exactly what's wrong with it and what they don't like about it. And they will do that if you pay them $60. And so, in my opinion, this is worth $80,000 for the job offer. The $60 that I would spend is worth like the 80,000 potential, or 300,000 if you're someone who's more senior. So I think it's worth it. So I would do it. And finally is outreach. So you've got your resume made. You built out some free experience that would make you seem more impressive. You got the core fundamentals, and now all you have to do is just get the interview. And so we're going to be doing outreach, right? So we're going to be telling people, hey, I'm looking for a job. It'd be pretty cool if I could get one. We don't like, this is where like we don't want to apply to one job and then get sad and then give up. Like in 2014, this is a mistake that I made where I applied to like 10 jobs and I just gave up. I was like, oh, I applied to 10 jobs. I was like, oh, well, that was it. That's all she wrote. It's just not for me, not on the cards. I applied to like the bookstore. I applied to like the library, I think, and then they just didn't. Like I could have done so much more if I really, really wanted the job. I could have applied and then I could have walked in and said, hey, I applied. I was just curious on like if I could talk to the manager or something or whatever. And I could just say like, oh hey, like I applied and I'm really looking forward to like potentially working here. That would have gone a long way. Like there's basically just a ton of things that I could have done instead of just giving up. And anyways, TLDR, I did not get any job in high school during this time. In 2025, I applied to like 500 jobs and I landed a 200K one. So like if I just did more, like eventually it'll hit. And this is the biggest thing because this is the biggest thing holding people back. I mean, honestly, it's a lot of stuff. Like CS grads don't want to do free work. They think they're too smart. They think they're so cool. They think that like even though they make literally $0 and they're going home and crying about how the job market's cooked, they refuse to help any single person with the skills that they've built. Or they don't think they have the skills, in which, bro, go back to number one. But like the other problem that you get stuck in is like you just give up and you apply to one job and you're like, okay, whatever, that's it. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. To an extent, like it matters for the referrals, but like you just have to just put in more numbers. Like you can try networking. Like one secret, if you guys watch the video I have with Radwan, you'll see what he did. He went to conferences and he's like, oh man, I love conferences. I love conferences. And he'll go to them and like just gets interviews. Like, I don't know why, but like if you talk face to face with somebody, they suddenly like just think you're cool and they're like, they just like you. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's just like a really weird like way you can disarm someone. Like if you talk on, I don't know if you guys have seen those memes. There's like a meme of like a dog and they're like two dogs within a cage and they're just like barking at each other, like barking, bark, bark, bark. And then once the cage is like lifted, then they're just like calm and just hanging out with each other. But like people use that and it's like the meme, it's like talking on the internet. People are like just mean, saying tons of mean words. But then in person, it's like people aren't anywhere near as mean. But basically there's a lot of like really nice things that happen at conferences and talking face to face. And so that's another kind of cheat that you can do, which is the cheat that I used when I was in there. So like if I wanted a job in 2026, I would be looking at Grace Hopper. I would be thinking about going to Afrotech. I'd be thinking about going to TechCrunch Disrupt. All of these cost money because there's jobs, because there's 200K jobs that are on the line. But it's way easier to get an interview there. But it all depends. You can get an interview here in like one day and like 48 hours. Here you can spend months, just applying to places. So it depends. You'll get there, but you just have to just apply more. If you want to go the internet route, if you want to just click buttons and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to relax, I'm just going to click on the internet and then a job will come to me. Like it depends. Cool. So that's essentially it. And then the bonus thing here too. Well, one is if you want to do this 28-day LeetCode challenge on School, you just like if you want to practice, if you want to actually commit to doing LeetCode problems and improving at coding like once every day, I'm doing a challenge. First 7 days are free. You have to commit. It's $7. First 7 days are completely free. If you actually do LeetCode for every single day for 28 days, you just win your money back. So you can go to school.com/Raymond if you want. So there we go. Advertisement over. And then bonus thing here is that like, what would I do right now if I did want a job? Like, and I'm like a senior, or like not senior, but like, I've got 6 years experience. Well, I want to make a brag sheet for my work because I do have a job right now. So I want to like, here's this thing I did. Here's this thing I did. Here's this thing I did. I need to write down all the stuff, all the cool stuff, all the impressive stuff. I need to build that sheet. And this is where it's so important, because if you get a job where you do nothing, you're going to have nothing to put on your resume. And that is not good for your career. If you do not do anything, your resume is going to look really, really bad, and then you're going to be screwed if you ever need a job. So finding the work to do at work that's impressive, leaning in, trying to pick up those good projects, that sets you up for success. And so that's what I would be doing. And then distributed systems, learning that is really important. I think it's probably more important with AI coding, although in 2026, AI coding has not affected interviews. Not yet. So don't worry about AI coding and all that stuff. AI system design is not a thing yet. So I think system design is actually probably a pretty safe thing, distributed systems. And then I would be learning this. But like this would literally set me up, and I would make $100,000 more if I did these things. And which I very likely am, very likely probably going to do. But we'll see what happens. But so that's the plan. That's the focus. I'm going to be doing this. But like if you're not there yet, then you do this. And then once you are there yet, then you do this. And then you get a new job, and then you just keep going. And then you make 300, and you keep going and keep going and keep going until you're, there. So cool. Any questions? Preguntas? I think we did that pretty well. Yay or nay? Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Data entry jobs will see CS grad ignore the application. Yeah. Data entry or business analytics is a decent job since everything is becoming automated. Yeah, like I would not, like data entry is definitely not going to exist in the future, I think, because AI and robots are going to be taking stuff. They want you to know Python and some type of database language. Okay, good. That's good. That's what I would do. How to check for a good recruiter to review. They might BS you, right? You can see there's recruiters that work at Meta. There's recruiters that work at Google that have side businesses where they review resumes. There's also Google engineers, Meta engineers that will, if it's an anonymous platform, they will give you the rubric and the coding guidelines that they use to evaluate their candidates. Hello Interview, I don't think they're not anonymous, but like there's ones that are anonymous where they will literally just tell you like, hey bro, like I don't really care about my company, but I will try to help you. But like where do you find those people? There's websites. I think Exponent is one. Meet a Coach, I think it's called Meet a Coach. Meet a Pro is another one. I'm not affiliated with these people at all. I do not know them, but I've used them and I've have things, but whatever. But like you can also go to Meet a Pro. They will do it. Here, I did it with Will Z, actually, and it was very good. Like again, he literally gave me like the meta rubric for system design, which I've also given inside the school community. I think, or not actually, I don't think I put in the school group, but I do mention it in my videos. But yeah, so that's that. But anyways, look for websites like that. Those are platforms. If it's probably good too if they're anonymous, but if they have good reviews, they're probably good. Kane Lives, thanks for the stream. Yeah, thanks for showing up. Also, don't give you, if you fumble a tech, don't give up if you fumble. Yeah, true. Also, don't give up if you fail the interview. That's true. It's also a numbers game. So this is like this is a more mental, it's more mental than anything. Like actually, it's just like applying, and it's really boring. You show up to these events. with your resume. And it's just rejections. Each of these phases, I think, has their own problems. User skills to earn money, building anything that has a lot of value to employers. I don't know what you mean by this, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I don't know what user skills to earn money has to do with this thing, but building anything for a lot of money for employers, yeah. Yeah. So cool. All right. No questions. No questions. I mean, this is what I wish I kind of knew. Like I said, kind of messed up on a lot of areas here, but yeah. Yeah. And then again, we're going to be doing the page here. Oh gosh, what's happening here? Okay, apparently I just refreshed something. Nice. Cool. Anyways, that's this cool thing. Again, if you solve the LeetCode, then every day, 28 days, then you just win your money back. So you don't lose anything, really. Okay. Cool. So then we're gonna go into the second part. So I need to record videos on how to use this thing. Also, man, vibe coding is going crazy, man. Like NeetCode, I'm gonna say too, this is like, I don't understand how he isn't scared of being sued by Google. Not sued, but of being sued by LeetCode. I would feel kind of crazy about that. He's been rechanging his website, and one thing I think to notice is that like, one, I've been changing my website using Claude Code and I've been loving it, but I think NeetCode is just, he has to be fueled by vibe coders. I don't think it's a coincidence that as Claude Code has become so insanely good and AI coding tools have become good that he's changed his website so much. But one thing I think, like, this is like kind of shameless, no? Like, look at this. Can I pull up the LeetCode website? This is the LeetCode website. It's a calendar that's on the right side. And he now has a feature where it's a calendar on the right-hand side. And NeetCode's name is LeetCode. Like, it's based off of that. Like, it's LeetCode to NeetCode. And even the graph here of the problem solved matches the same format of the one that's on LeetCode's website. Doesn't it? Isn't this the same UI that they used? That's crazy. And he even has like a thing here. And like it even has question, solution, submission. If you were to click this, it has solutions and submissions. Is this really just allowed? I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I would be kind of scared about that, but I guess LeetCode doesn't really care. Honestly, I should probably just shamelessly copy if this is the case. But anyways, that was just kind of another rant. How was your New Year's? It was good. I was in Spain. Then Alicante, Spain. It was good. It was good. It was good. Okay, cool. So I want to go over just how to use like this roadmap that I built. So I have like Raise roadmap. I need to change the URL to Raise roadmap, but essentially what I did here is I wanted to build out a couple things. So one is this LeetCode challenge. So if you want to do a LeetCode challenge, officially you actually have to join like the school group, I think. I mean, but if you want to just go ahead and do it, I mean, you can just go on the website and just try it out or whatever. I think it'll still track. I think you'll still have access to the problems. But you're just not getting any rewards, I guess. So you're just kind of doing it for yourself. But if you want to do it, you can join here, sign in, you get access there. I also have a beginner roadmap here, and I've actually changed it to where, okay, so like if you're a complete beginner, you don't have the fundamentals, well then what I want to do is I want to take I want to take you to step 1 of learning these if statements. We're actually going to give you problems here. And so I built a code editor out, again, purely vibe coded. Oh my God, thank God for Claude Code. And so how you're going to use this is like, you just say like, okay, well, you have a list of numbers, you have a single number, you need to check if the list is, and then if it is in the list, you say yes, if not, say no. Like, so we're going to check if it contains element. We can say if x in array. That's how you do it in Python. And then you can say, I think, return yes, and then return no, and then just run it. And so then the test cases pass. You get a nice little thing that pops up, although you can't see it because I'm doing stuff, but my screen's in the way, but then it checks off. So, and then you just keep going through. This problem was probably extraordinarily hard for someone who doesn't know anything about if statements or for loops, but the more you practice, the better you get. So that's that. And then I should probably do the same thing for this 500 roadmap, which is 80 problems. But then we're just going to go through and do these here, and then go into here, and then to here. And you would just continuously solve them. What else is there? So there is the roadmap here, which is very similar, which is like, I just want people coding. I want them building projects, which I say like, you know, you can build projects for yourself, but like I would prefer if you just help other people and build them, but build them for yourself and then help other people regardless. Learn basic DSA, practice LeetCode, crack system design, show your job offer. And then I also added some assessments here. So like another thing that we'll see in job interviews is like the trivia and stuff. And so then I like thought, okay, well, let's just vibe code this out. So everything's been vibe coded. Everything's been vibe coded. Okay, I guess you got to cheat to get ahead. LeetCode doesn't care as long as Nico doesn't surpass it. Yeah. Yeah. What is the output of type bracket list? True. I actually haven't done this one. Let me go ahead and try to do it. See how I do on it. This is all these questions were generated by the LLM, I think. Which of the following is a mutable data type in Python? Tuple, string, list. List is mutable. What does self keyword represent in a Python class? I think it's the class itself. The instance of a class? I feel like it's the class itself. I'd say one of these two. The instance of a class. No, I think it's the class itself. Oh my gosh, it's the instance. Nice. Talk complexity of assessing an element in Python by dictionary key. 1. What is a keyword used to create a function in Python? Def. What is the output of be 222, 3 twos, but they would be a string. Oh gosh. Yeah, the function display. I knew the function displays without quotes, but I wanted to represent that it is a string, not an actual integer. But it's kind of, oh gosh. Which method is used to add to an element of a list? Depends. What does a pass statement do? It does nothing. It's a placeholder. What following is not a valid data type? Set array. Array is not a data type. But that said, I don't know. I mean, lists are arrays. What is the correct way to create a dictionary? This way. This one here. What is slicing equivalent to? 1, 2, 3. I think it's 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, does it include it? Does it include it or does it not include it? I haven't done Python in a while, so I don't remember. If I did 1, 2, I feel like it includes like 4 things. Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. It's been a while since I've done it. I don't remember. Could you please review my LeetCode profile? I'm sure you can check it out. Well, I mean, you're way better than me. Wait, what am I supposed to review? You're better than me. C++, Python, Uzbekistan. Yeah, there's nothing to review. I mean, you've got high hard count, good medium count, I think. Easy's done, your Guardian. Yeah, looks good. Or C#, using C#. You also have a ton of views. So I think actually, if anything, in the LeetCode community, it sounds like you're way bigger than me. Look how many views I have. Like nothing. What you should be doing is making YouTube videos where you teach people LeetCode. Make YouTube videos where you teach people LeetCode. I mean, I think you'll get a lot of I think you'll get a lot of followers and then also referrals to jobs if you literally just made content specifically on YouTube. I mean, like even like Upwork. I mean, I don't know. If you want to live in Uzbekistan, I guess it's fine. I guess I don't know. I don't know. It looks like the test cases and the problems are too small because of the execution. I submitted brute force, so and squared. It's surprising accepted. Yeah, yeah. I don't like. I think Nicode's just vibe coded this stuff. I think Nicode's just vibe coded this. Yeah. So I don't think it's very that good, but for practicing, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for practicing, but like effectively what Nicode's trying to do here, and like the really cool thing here is like, is if you can get the people onto the platform, well then the chance of them paying you and like doing stuff like that is just way higher. Like, so that's how it is. Works from a business perspective. Is like if you can get someone to stay on platform, that's good. Anyways, your LeetCode profile is good. I mean, obviously you're better than me. Probably, I mean, you are better than Niccode for sure. But like, I mean, if I were you, I would just make YouTube videos. I think LinkedIn's also good, but like, I just prefer YouTube. I mean, you're talking to a YouTuber, so you're talking to a YouTuber. I think you would just get more referrals and stuff like that for jobs. I mean, I wouldn't try doing content stuff. Like LeetCode as a whole is really saturated. A lot of people making LeetCode content, like you're 0.66% of the world, but there's also, I mean, there has to be at least 100 other people all trying to make LeetCode content, and Nicode's already like kind of dominated it. I don't think it's impossible, but like I think the route cannot be YouTube. YouTube will take you like years to grow. I think I'd probably prefer paid ads or something. Paid ads or something. But also, I mean, I would move out of Uzbekistan though, but I wouldn't be in Uzbekistan. But you could get a job for a United States company, like remote United States company, and you can make a lot of money, I think. Yeah. But yeah, like basically what I would say is like if you're trying to make if your goal is to make like, you know, YouTube stuff, it really depends what your goal is. But like if you want to be an educational like coach or whatever, you should 100% be making like leak code videos. And I think one gap that isn't filled is doing calls with people and then recording those calls actually. So I think what NeetCode does is already kind of filled, which is like, oh, here's a solution. Here's how you do the problem. But I think the gap that isn't filled is, hey, I'm not good at LeetCode. Like, can I talk to someone who is really good at LeetCode? And like, you just hop on a call and answer questions for them. And I mentioned this because Coding Jesus is also like very, very deeply competing with NeetCode. And his videos do very well. And he's hitting something that's like just different a bit. So him, Coding Jesus, is hitting something different where he's like, I'm just going to teach you trivia. And he built it kind of from scratch as opposed to like, here's LeetCode solutions. And so he does like these viewer call-ins where he plays video games and literally just people just come in and call in and like they're all like just not good. This is why too, by the way, I keep preaching this, but like you need to learn this stuff and you need to do this because like you will literally make $0. And like all the people who are here making $0 because like they just refuse to do any of these foundational things. They refuse to learn the skills. Like this is literally why. And you can't force them. I cannot force you to. I cannot beg you to do for loops, if statements, APIs. I cannot do it. I cannot force you to build stuff for your friends and family and help other people. But if you did it, I think you would actually succeed. But anyways, he does call-ins and like the people are just really, really sad. Like just no knowledge. But they do well. And this has enabled him to build his website here, which is pulling in $100,000 a month, according to his own words. Oh my God. According to his own words. Much better platform than mine. Who is that guy? What the heck is this? Like literally he's calling out NeetCode. But I think there's definitely a gap of people. And I think there's people who do want LeetCode stuff. But yeah. I should probably copy or steal something. I should probably steal stuff like this and build a website out for it. Okay, what are we at? Okay, cool. No, that's that. That's that. Okay, cool. So now we have the final one, which is the 28-day LeetCode challenge. So, everyone, I think now we're going to start up. Also, I want to finish this quiz. What exception is raised when you try to access a key that doesn't exist in a dictionary? The key, it's a key error. What does the init method do? It lets you construct things. Was already used for exponentiation. This one. I use it all the time. What is the problem with the with statement? With? It's import modules. Here. Oh my gosh. Automatic resource management content? Oh no. Oh, why did I think that? Ah, that was dumb of me. I'm trying to go through this, I think. What is the difference between equals and is? No difference. Oh God, there's a difference. All right, so we're not that good. Which built-in function returns the number of elements in a list? Len. What is a lambda function? Anonymous single expression. What is PEP8? Python enhancement protocol or proposal. Using the handle expression is try catch. Try accept. Oh my gosh. Intermediate rip. All right, there we go. Apparently I failed my own Python quiz. This is that's embarrassing. But whatever. It's been a while since I've actually been doing Python too. It's been a while. How do I do on Java though? Do I know Java at least? Which of following is not a valid access modifier package? Which of the following is default value of a Boolean variable in Java? Default value? I didn't even know I had a default value. I mean, I guess it's false. That would make the most sense. Which keyword is used to inherit a class? Extends, implements, extends. I think it's got to be extends. Implements is for interfaces. What collection? The class provides fast access. By key, hash map. Thank you so much. What is the output of system out? I don't even know. I feel like Java would probably convert this into a... I think this would actually error. I don't even think this would work. Oh my gosh, it works. It gets 82 as a string. Lovely. What is the keyword that prevents a method from being overridden? It's got to be abstract, final, const. Probably const. No, but const isn't even a thing. It'd be final. What's the purpose of this super keyword? To refer to the parent class. Yep. Which interface must be implemented for a class to be used in a for each loop? Which interface must be implemented? Iteratable. That's what I would say. What is the difference between equals equals and dot equals? One checks for a reference. Reference equality, yeah. Which exception is joined when dividing by 0? I'm going to say imagine arithmetic. There's between abstract and interface. Abstract classes have constructors, interfaces do not. Oh. Interfaces can have instant variables, no. I think it's this one. You can't build an interface. Can't exist. Which keyword is used to prevent a class from being inherited? I don't know, that's one. Static? I mean, it's probably sealed, if we're gonna guess. So final, nice. What is autoboxing converting to wrapper class? Yep. What is collection does not allow duplicate elements? Also, I wasn't checking my chat. All right. Which collection does not allow duplicate elements? Set? Was a perfect static. Makes variables unchangeable? No. Prevents inheritance? No. Belongs to class rather than instances? Yep. Which is the point of garbage? Call the garbage collection. I think it's final. That would be finalize. What is method overloading? Same method, different parameters. Overloading, yeah. Which of the following is a checked exception? I don't even know what a checked exception is. Arithmetic, array out of bounds, null pointer, IO. The only one difference here, this one's bad, this one's bad, this one's bad. IO feels different though. Like IO is the only one that like feels different. I don't know what this means though. Must be handler declared, sure. Transient, I think that has to do with, I don't know. I don't know what that means. For being serialized, nice. All right, one more. What's the time complexity of searching an unsorted array list? Log in. Oh, then. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Java expert. Wow, look at that. I don't even know how, but because I have way more experience with Python. But maybe I should read a Python book. Maybe that'll sort me out. Okay, cool. Cool. Last thing here, we're just gonna go over the 2080 challenge. Okay, so to start the 28-day challenge, what you can do is go down over to this start learning page. If you don't have an account, it's going to ask you to sign in. Once you sign in, actually, do I want to, I don't know which one to use, actually. Well, give me a second, let's sign in. Let's use this one. Okay, well, once you sign in, you'll see your name at the top. Go to start learning, start the challenge. And then once you start the challenge, you'll get like a little calendar. It'll also be able to see like what your streak is. You get points for each problem that you solve, and also like the number of problems that you solve. And so if you go here, you'll get like your first problem. And the idea is that you just do a LeetCode problem every single day. And we're going to start off with just really easy problems for just the entire month. Big thing is if you can solve it for 7 days, like that's kind of like that's, I mean, that's really just a W. It's like, can you just do it every day for 7 days? Because you're going to learn so much more and doing that. So you can run your code within the editor. If you want to even solve bonus problems and get even more points, well, then you can actually just go through here and just link the LeetCode problem and just add it, and you'll get more points for that. And if you can do it and get the challenge for all 28 days, you will win your money that you paid back for, you know, the school group. I should probably have like another bonus thing here too, but I don't. As of now, like if you just do it for 28 days, like just do LeetCode, just get better, and then any money that you, or not any money, but like the initial, you know, monthly subscription that you paid, you'll just get it back, right? You would win it back. And what I mean like monthly subscription? I mean this, which is if you do the challenge, you get the resume that got me interviews. You get the exact roadmap that I did to solve like all of my problems. You get the course on how do you go from 0 to full-time engineer. And you also get the community of other people who are doing the challenge, trying to improve and get better. And you get that just from starting it and just trying to do LeetCode for 30 days. And so I'm really happy about this because I think this should encourage people more to do it, at least like be more motivated. And it is like $7 a month. And every month that you're just doing LeetCode problems, like it, you know, you can just stay there, just keep solving. So I'm looking forward to it because I think this is like the big unlock, which is like a lot of people they're not consistent. Like I could outline this whole thing. Oops. I could outline this whole thing and no one's even going to be consistent on it. Like no one's going to do it, this thing, no one's going to do this thing. I would like to update this too to just track your GitHub to make sure that you're actually coding every day, but we don't have that yet. So anyways, if you want to get started, you can join. I think just like there's like a join button like here or something. And you can go to the website and join here if you would like to start the challenge. So cool. And that is it. That is it. So well, let's see you guys. And actually it was just, that was for the video for me to record. And that'll put, oh boy, man, this thing is tough. It's tough. Look at the chat. If you wanted to personally maximize the amount of money you could make in the next 6 months, what would you focus on regarding Guardian for HFT, Fang, or system design or behavior getting promoted? What's your biggest constraint right now? My biggest constraint? Okay. If you wanted to personally maximize the amount of money you can make over the next 6 months, what would you focus on? Reaching Guardian for high frequency trading and Fang system design, behavioral, or getting promoted? Well, because I currently work for Walmart, the limit for Walmart is I'll answer your question like very quickly, but like one, it wouldn't be getting promoted because Walmart's limit is like, I want to say maybe like 400K realistically for an engineer. And outside of Walmart, it's like $1 million. And so the question is, okay, so I'm talking about these companies that are paying $1 million a year for software engineers. They're out there, they do exist. The question is, okay, like what are those companies? And then how do you get into those? So like, let's work backwards from this. In 6 months, that's not a good measurement at all. Like I think we need to think bigger. And if we're trying to like truly make as much money as possible, but like if I'm going to answer your question, my biggest constraint is that it's probably system design. So I've already done like enough leak code, but the biggest constraint at this current moment is system design, I would say. Which isn't really even like a constraint because I've actually done a good amount, but it is a constraint. And then also trivia. System design and trivia, actually. And so, but like, let's say like I prefer to just work backwards. So, okay, let's see, where are we going? Okay, we want the million. Okay. What are the companies that are offering like that amount? Okay, well, we have these staff positions at Broadcom, I guess. OpenAI also. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, we have OpenAI. Okay, how do we get a job at OpenAI? Well, I mean, you could do research on this or whatever yourself, but like OpenAI is only really going to hire people who work at Google, Facebook, and Amazon. So like if we, again, there's paths to everywhere. It's not just one straight shot. Like even this I'm describing, it's like you don't need to go there, but you could even do your own startup. You could, do that over 10 years, but like OpenAI only hires people from Google and Facebook. Okay, so it's like, okay, well, how do we get to Google and Facebook? Because Google will also pay a lot. Like they'll pay like, I guess 2 million for very, very high up levels. But like it gets very, very convoluted very quickly actually. But then it's like, okay, well now you need to get a job at Google. Okay, how do you get a job at Google? Oh, we have to do leak code. Okay, and then what do you need to do for leak code and so on and having your behavioral questions and all that. So anyways, to answer the question, like I like thinking about it just backwards. I'm going about it that way. Like if I wanted to make $1 million a year, then that's like the path, basically. It's like it'd be like, okay, well then I need to go to Google. And then once I go to Google, I need to jump to this other one. But like that path I'm not even doing really, because currently I'm at Walmart. And I don't really want to do Google, but like I might do it, maybe, who knows, or I might do a startup. In which case a startup's going to kind of push me away from this, I think. Or at least it makes it just only happen like just much farther in the future. So I think I prefer the startup just because it's way more fun than corporate. Yeah. Okay. But in 6 months, like, okay, if I want to maximize the amount of money in 6 months, I think that's like probably really hard. But like, honestly, the maximum amount of money I could make, because I get paid so well, in 6 months, I would only make 100,000, which isn't huge, but like that's still a big chunk. So it's like, okay, what can I do to get 100K? Well, let's pass an interview at Google. How do I pass an interview at Google? Oh, I need to do leak code. All right, I've already done leak code. So then how do I get the interview at Google? I need to start sending out emails. I'm going to send out emails to the people at Google, to my friends, to everything, to try to get an interview. I'm going to pay a recruiter some money, whatever, to review my resume. And then boom. Then I do the interview, I do my leak code, I already know it, and I get $100,000 every single year for the rest of my life, unless I get laid off, so to speak. So, anyways, that's a short answer to the question, and a long answer is what I said beforehand, which is that I don't think it really matters. But cool. All right, I'll see you guys. It's been a lot of yapping, and 1 hour really is my limit. So, thanks for the question though, Arch R45. I do like questions. So nobody ever joins, nobody ever asks any questions. Most people just kind of sit back and do whatever, but I do like questions. So I'll see you guys later, and peace. Good luck.